Yo, imagine walking into your dream car dealership, all hyped up, only to get the cold shoulder just 'cause of the color of your skin. That's exactly what went down with Jason today, but trust me, this story ain't gonna end how you think. Jason had been dreaming about this day for months. He saved every dime he could from his part-time gig, skipped out on stupid stuff just to make this happen. His grades were solid, his rep at school was clean, and now he's finally here, standing in front of a line of shiny red convertibles, like they were waiting just for him. As he stepped into the dealership, he could feel eyes on him. Not the, hey, welcome kind of eyes. Nah, this was different. The kind that silently say, you don't belong here. The guy behind the desk, a white dude with a smug grin and a little too much gel in his hair, barely looked up. You sure you're ready for this one, man? It's, a little high-end. Jason's lips curled in a small smile, keeping his cool. Yeah, I'm good. Can I get a test drive? The salesman chuckled awkwardly, like Jason's confidence was some kind of joke. Jason didn't let it bother him. He knew why he was here. He didn't need validation from anyone. Walking around the lot, Jason's eyes sparkled with excitement. Every car was perfect, gleaming under the sunlight streaming through the glass windows. But with every step, he could feel the tiny jabs, the barely there comments meant to shake him. Make sure you don't scratch it, okay? Cars like this, not for everyone. Jason heard it, felt it, but didn't flinch. Got it, don't worry, I know what I'm doing, he said smoothly, keeping his voice steady, calm like water over rocks. Inside, he was burning with that quiet, simmering anger. Not at the car, not at the dream, but at the fact that someone would even dare make him feel less than. He checked out the interior, ran his fingers over the leather seats, admired the dashboard, the tech, the steering wheel. Every detail screamed perfection. But the salesman kept hovering, tossing out little digs. You sure you can handle the payments? This car's pricey. Jason straightened up, gave a polite nod. Yeah, I budgeted for it. No worries. He was calm, confident, but his mind was spinning. How could someone judge so fast, so shallowly, without even knowing him? Jason pulled out his phone and called his mom. Hey, Mom. Yeah, I'm at the dealership. It's weird. Kinda getting the cold shoulder. Laura. His mom, billionaire businesswoman, exuded calm and authority even over the phone. Chill, honey. I got your back. Just handle it like you always do. Her voice was smooth, confident, the kind of tone that makes people sit up straight. Jason felt a surge of strength. He wasn't alone in this. He took the car out for a test drive. Every curve, every turn, he handled it like a pro. But he could still feel the salesman's judgment, the whispering smirk of someone who thinks they're better just because of skin color. Jason wasn't about to let it ruin his day. He wasn't here to argue, wasn't here to fight. He was here to claim what he worked for, and that's exactly what he intended to do. Back inside, the salesman tried to intimidate, tossing casual, friendly comments that were anything but. Okay, well, maybe you should check out something a bit cheaper. Jason paused, leaned slightly forward, calm but piercing. No, I came for this one. Let's not waste time. You? Could see the uncertainty start to creep into the salesman's eyes. He wasn't used to being called out, especially not by someone he assumed he could intimidate. Jason's phone buzzed again. His mom was almost there. He looked out the glass doors, saw her sleek black SUV pulling up. Laura stepped out, confident, composed, radiating that kind of energy that makes people stop and take notice. Even the other customers glanced up, sensing something about to go down. The salesman's smirk faltered. He could see the shift coming before it even happened. Jason straightened up, adjusting his jacket, holding his head high. There was pride, confidence, and a little fire in his eyes. He knew what was about to go down, but he also knew he was ready. He'd faced judgment before. Sure, but never like this, with his dreams on the line and someone trying to belittle him for something as ridiculous as skin color. And now, with his mom walking in, things were about to flip. People at the dealership started whispering, glancing at each other, sensing the tension. Jason took a slow, deliberate walk towards the desk, keeping his movements casual but sharp. The salesman fidgeted, realizing the game was up, realizing he had underestimated this kid. Jason's confidence wasn't loud, it was quiet, steady, undeniable. Laura entered the room, a calm storm, eyes locked on the salesman. You could feel the air change. Suddenly the tiny digs, the little digs, the smug smirk, none of it mattered. Jason had won the first battle by standing tall, by refusing to let ignorance and prejudice dictate his day. Jason glanced at his mom, a subtle nod passing between them. Laura's presence wasn't just about money or status. It was about respect. The kind of respect that doesn't ask, doesn't beg, but demands in the quietest, most powerful way. Jason felt a rush of validation, not from wealth, not from power, but from knowing that he and his mom were a force that couldn't be shaken by prejudice. And just like that, the first 15 minutes had passed. The stage was set. Jason had held his ground, proved his confidence, and now the real showdown, where respect, dignity, and justice would meet the ignorance of the world, was about to start. Jason straightened up, his mom, Laura, stepping through the dealership doors like she owned the place. Well, in spirit anyway. You could feel the tension snap like a rubber band. The salesman's smirk was gone, replaced by a weird mixture of panic and guilt. He stammered, hi ma'am, but no words came out that actually mattered. Jason walked up, calm, confident, with that subtle fire in his eyes. Hi, he said, keeping it cool. I was just checking out the car. Like I said, I can handle it. The salesman looked at him, then at Laura, realizing he had been caught mid-ignorance. Laura's voice was calm, but sharp, every word slicing through the tension in the room. My son worked hard for this. He saved, he planned, and he earned the right to be here. I expect you to treat him with respect. Not because of me, but because it's the right thing to do. The words weren't loud, but they carried weight. The kind of weight that makes people rethink every dumb, prejudiced assumption they've ever made. The salesman swallowed hard, fumbling with paperwork, unable to meet Jason's calm stare. He tried to make a joke, a weak laugh, but Jason didn't flinch. He didn't need to. The kid had won already, without throwing a punch, without raising his voice. Respect was his weapon, and he wielded it like a pro. Laura stepped closer, placing a reassuring hand on Jason's shoulder. Go on, honey. Take the test drive one more time. Make sure you really enjoy it. Jason nodded, feeling a surge of pride. The salesman could only watch as Jason walked past, confidence radiating. The other customers, who had been watching this unfold, couldn't help but feel a little inspired. Some even whispered, man, that kid's got balls. Jason hopped in the convertible, revving the engine, feeling that rush of pure freedom. Laura stayed by the window watching, calm but proud. The salesman was frozen, realizing his attempts to belittle had completely failed. And in that moment, Jason understood something important. He didn't need anyone's approval to claim his place in the world. Back inside, Laura handled the paperwork with ease, signing off smooth and professional. Jason leaned against the car, checking every detail again, eyes shining. The salesman approached hesitantly. Sorry for, Jason cut him off, polite but firm. It's all good. Just do your job, that's it. The dealer learned something that day too. Prejudice and judgment might sneak in unnoticed, but respect and dignity can flip the script faster than anyone expects. Jason's calm, steady confidence, combined with his mom's quiet authority, had turned the situation completely around. As Jason drove the convertible out of the dealership, the engine roaring, wind in his hair, he felt unstoppable, not because he was rich or because he had a powerful parent, but because he had faced ignorance head-on and refused to let it define him. That was the real victory. And the lesson? Real strength doesn't come from money, power, or anger. It comes from confidence, patience, and standing up for yourself with dignity. Racism, prejudice, and ignorance can try to stop you, but they can't. Not if you know your worth, not if you walk with pride, and not if you face the world with respect for yourself and for others. Jason looked at his mom. She nodded, a subtle smile of approval. And together they drove off into the sunset, a quiet reminder that prejudice might appear, but courage, patience, and respect always win in the end.